emotional profiling training for sales teams, enhancing sales performance through emotional style adaptation. This case study is prepared for you by me, Guzale Davis. Who am I and why you should listen to me? I am certified hypnotherapist, master of neurolinguistic programming, board-certified hypnosis trainer, founder of International Hypnosis School. I bring with me more than half a century of life experience, most of which I dedicated to helping people. This particular client is SaaS provider for small businesses. They have a pretty big team, 15 sales representatives, different age, different background, and different skill set. Objective: improve sales outcomes by understanding and adapting to clients' emotional styles. They had three main challenges: high lead acquisition but poor conversion rates, meaning they had leads coming in all the time. They had no shortage of it, but they couldn't convert them very well. Second challenge they faced was a negative feedback they often received from their clients. Their clients complained about lack of personal connection, and therefore they often felt misunderstood and dehumanized. And all of us probably have experience with this, when you feel as though you're just a number. And the third challenge this company faced was they couldn't keep the clients for long term. After one term agreement would expire, most of clients would not renew. They will go elsewhere. The solution, in this case, it's emotional profiling training. Step 1, understanding emotional styles, identifying clients' preferences. And with that, you can identify what drives the person, what their priorities, what their core fears, what their core needs. Once you understand that, you know what your client needs from you, even though they may not clearly express that, or maybe they think they do, but you speak different language, speaking metaphorically here, and you do not understand what they're saying to you. Step number 2, active profiling techniques. Observing tone, language, body language, behavior, all can play a role here. And it doesn't matter how you connect with your clients and through which channel you communicate. Is it phone, email, in person? Maybe you have virtual meetings. But even without ever meeting a person, you can still figure out their personality profile. Step number 3, tailored communication. Adjusting sales approach based on client's emotional style. Here I just want to clarify: emotional style, personality profile, core archetype, human profile, this is all the same. And step number 4, building emotional connections using empathy and rapport building strategies. Remember, people do not want to buy from businesses, they want to buy from people. And if you want people come back to you and buy from you something over and over, you need to build genuine connection. You need to build a relationship. Emotional styles overview. Here you see 5 of them. This is what this particular company identified. This is who they work with. After analyzing their entire clientele, they concluded that their clients fall into these categories. The harmonizer. It's people that value relationships and collaboration. The dynamo. The energetic type that thrives on urgency and action. The empath seeks emotional connection and mostly makes decisions based on their intuition. The analyst. This profile is also called architect. They are mainly focused on logic and precision. And the guardian prioritizes trust and responsibility. Again, these are not all the profiles. There are more. Training implementation. First part of training was the assessment. They had to learn the skills of reading people, identifying the profiles. This is basically where they learned all the profiling skills. how to read people, how to figure out what drives them, what their core desires, what they're afraid of, what their strengths, what their weaknesses. How do you do this with people that you do not know well? If you have a chance to see a person, you can observe how they dress, their body language, their environment, as much of it as is visible to you. When you don't have those face-to-face meetings, you are most likely have access to their photos that can come with an email account, social media account. Many of your clients probably contact you through social media platforms. This social media avatar can tell you entire life story. You also observe their communication style, how they build sentences, what they write, how timely they respond to your messages. When you speak on the phone, you observe their tone, voice, speed, openness, politeness, the words they use. All those little bits and pieces will tell you about who this person is. And at the same stage, people learn to self-assess, figure out their profiles. You think you know everything about yourself, but once you go through this assessment, all your life will make sense. Why you do the things you do, or why you don't do the things you should be doing. What drives your choices, what drives your behavior. Knowing yourself, you can adapt your life strategy that will lead you to success. Interactive workshops come at the next stage of the training. We are analyzing real clients' interactions. It can be video recordings, audio recordings of phone conversations, email communication, and if that possible, we observe appointments in real time. And then we polish the strategy, we update the sales scripts, and then we practice different scenarios with mock calls. And the third stage, team debriefs, sharing insights, refining techniques, collecting data on what works, what's not, how our numbers are changing. Does the team closing more calls? If there's more of customer satisfaction. And at this stage, we're also observing how the dynamic between team members is changing. Is the overall health of the team is improving? I'm talking about mental state. In this particular case, the team have achieved improved customer engagement. They started building stronger relationships with customers. They have increased customer retention rates and loyalty. Here's the numbers they have reported 3 months post-training. 35% increase in conversion rates. They attributed this increase to tailored pitches that were aligned with each client's needs. It's 35%. It's a huge number. They have reported 25% boost in client satisfaction scores. They have reported 20% revenue growth. They had higher sales and more upgrades. Sales representatives felt empowered to connect authentically. They also have reported increased sense of wellness, enhanced peer bonding, and reduced stress. One of the success stories within that team, initial skepticism about personality profiling methodology was expressed. What happened? Soon after the training, he secured a measure account by adapting to a harmonizer client's emotional style. Mark's insight: it's not about selling a product, it's about connecting with a person and genuinely wanting to help them. Scenario: what had actually happened? Mark, he's a sales representative at this SaaS company. He was pitching a project management software to a potential client. Let's name her Sarah for today's presentation purposes, who owns a small event planning business. During their initial conversation, Mark conducts a client profile assessment to understand Sarah's emotional style, and he identifies her as a harmonizer. Here, I want to emphasize that when you are assessing a person, nobody's aware of it but you. There is no test to run, there is no form to fill up. You are gathering all the bits of information that are available to you. Again, their voice, tone, speed at which they speak, their clothing style, communication style, the words they use, their behavior. You are gathering everything that is available, and the other person is completely unaware. In this case, Mark pays close attention to Sarah's communication style and preferences during initial meeting. Sarah used phrases like, "I want my team to feel supported." "We work best when everyone collaborates and feels included." She often emphasizes the importance of relationships and mentions how her team is like a family. This alone is enough to understand that this is a harmonizer. Mark also observed nonverbal cues. Sarah leans forward and nods whenever teamwork or collaboration is mentioned. She smiles and lights up whenever she talks about her team. And Mark also leads with the right question: what is the most important outcome you want? And Sarah responds, "I want something that helps my team work together effortlessly and ensures everyone feels involved." And Mark here concludes that Sarah values harmony and relationships in her workplace, and he 100% correctly identifies her as a harmonizer. Once you identify the profile, what do you do with this? You adjust your language to the client's style, and you emphasize the features that are important for this client. And here Mark says, "Sarah, I can see how much you value teamwork and creating an inclusive environment for your team. This software is perfect for fostering collaboration. It allows everyone to contribute, stay informed, share updates easily. It's designed to make every team member feel included and to reduce any potential friction during projects. Plus, the shared calendar and the communication tools ensure everyone is on the same page, which can really strengthen those relationships we worked so hard to build." And Sarah responds, "That sounds amazing. I've been looking for something that supports that kind of collaboration without overcomplicating things." And the outcome: successful sale and very happy client. So why emotional profiling works? It helps you to understand people and build deeper connections. With this knowledge, you can easily align a sales approach with each client's values. The main takeaway here: profiling is not manipulation, it's not some trickery, it's about service. Selling is helping, and you can help better when you understand your client. And here I want to add what Mark shared with me after we actually completed the case study. After going through the process of self-assessment, he realized that he's a guardian. Safety and control are his primal needs. One of the default attitudes of the guardians is distrust. They do not trust people easily. And Mark said when he learned that about himself, it helped him to change his attitude towards people like Sarah, towards the harmonizers, who are naturally very open, positive, collaborative, agreeable. And because these traits are not very natural to him, he perceived people who show these traits as fake, not genuine. He felt as though when people pretend, in his words, pretend to be good and open and kind, This is just a manipulation tactics to influence your decisions and to get more out of you. He said it was a big revelation for him that there are actually people like this exist in the world who are open, collaborative, very trusting, maybe somewhat naive, and it's not pretentious, and it's not a facade that they put up as a means of manipulation. And understanding that, Mark realized that the discomfort he feels when meeting people like this is not because they are bad. It's just because his default attitude is very different from the harmonizers. And understanding that, now he doesn't allow this inner discomfort to influence his behavior when he is interacting with clients. And even though it might not feel very natural, now he too tries to show trust, openness, and collaboration. And this is a key difference. Yes, you can go and learn the best selling techniques. You can use the best sales scripts. You can learn to manipulate people. You can learn to trick them. And even if you get that sale, what would be the outcome? Are you going to have a happy customer or someone that may come back, ask for refund, or even take you to court? Or you can genuinely help the person not just buy something, but buy the right stuff. Then you'll have a happy customer, and this customer will be coming back to you many, many times, and they will send you lots of referrals. A happy and satisfied customer is your best advertising. And here with Mark, it's a beautiful example how profiling skills, not just giving you tools to read other people. First, you discover who you truly are, what drives you, why you do the things you do, why you believe certain things, through which lens you are viewing the world and other people. You understand yourself, and then it becomes so easy to understand others. It's not just what others do. It's also your attitude, your behavior, your communication style. Only by discovering your true self, you can become the best self.